Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode number one of That Range Life, the show sometimes about golf. My name is Chris McEwen of chrismcewen.com, and with me is Mr. Bill Bush of drivingrangeheroes.com. It's a true collaboration of golf media content creating entities, creating a whole new show here for you. Bill, why don't you explain to the viewers what this show exactly is, if we think we know what this show actually is?
I think you caught it perfectly. If anything, you made it sound a little more interesting and serious than it is. Ultimately, I think, though, the true essence, as you said, is it's a show sometimes about golf. We have both been doing this whole internet golf thing for quite some time. Whether you've seen our stuff before, you haven't, maybe you thought some of it's good, maybe you've never seen it, doesn't matter. Hopefully this will be enjoyable. I think at the heart of it, we're both a couple of golf dorks that oddly don't care enough to take it too serious. And, you know, we just like having good, fun conversations about it. Hopefully people will enjoy our takes. Hopefully people will enjoy the stuff we talk about that isn't related to golf, which is, I anticipate, will be most of our conversations.
It's true.
And we'll have to bring ourselves back on task or put a script together. But regardless, this is an outlet for us to just talk about golf things and have normal conversations like normal people. And hopefully other people will appreciate that.
It's true. Yeah, I agree. And I think the biggest part of this is that we don't really script anything out. We just kind of talk about whatever we want to talk about. Sometimes it'll be golf. Other times it won't be.
I feel like the good news is if people are here for the golf, we both have enough golf things in our own individual projects going on. We can at least fall back on that. Hopefully it won't be too bad, and hopefully people won't be like, these guys are a couple of losers that I can't stand, which, don't get me wrong, I'd understand that as well, especially for myself. You're a little more interesting. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. And if it sucks, people can tell us and we either try to fix it or, hey, we'll stop doing it. Whatever people want.
Maybe people will just hate watch it. Maybe they'll just hate watch and we'll just become popular that way.
This is golf media. I could see that. I could see that happening a lot. That's most of my Instagram. I feel like it's hate viewing and hate following. Just whether it's jealousy, they drive me crazy. The whole car wreck thing, you can't look away. But yeah, whatever. I'll tell you, however I bring the views in, I'm happy.
Okay. So what do you want to talk about first?
Well, speaking of not golf things, and I feel like this is almost like I'm trying too hard to make sure we don't talk about golf, but given your social media lately, I feel like I'd be remiss to not bring up the topic of Pearl Jam putting out an album, doing some touring, according to, I think, your Twitter. I'm not sure where, but you're going to every show on planet Earth that they're going to be performing. So, well, how do you feel about that? What's the story with you and old Pearl Jam here in 2020?
Yeah, so it's very exciting. Very, very exciting. So Pearl Jam's going to come out with a new record, new album, March 27th. They announced so they already announced a European tour, but they announced the first leg of the North America tour this past week. And so I'll be going to shows number 22 and 23 of my life. First one in Phoenix and the second one in San Diego. So my family's in Phoenix. My brother and I, he recently converted to become a big Pearl Jam fan.
It's like converted to what? Got it.
Right. It's our religion.
Right.
But so he came in and watched. So I've been to all the Wrigley shows in Chicago, and he came in. I think that was his second. Yeah, because he saw a show by himself in Phoenix, and then he came to Chicago, and that was the end of that. I feel like, I understand that most people have a certain, like Pearl Jam stopped around 96 or so, maybe 98, but they actually kept on making a lot of music, and to see them live it's amazing. So yeah.
I was gonna say, what are your hopes for the new album? Because I'm familiar with the last few, we'll call it the later years, and they're fine, but if you're a big like Alive and Jeremy and Daughter kind of guy, you're not going to get all worked up about those albums. So what are your hopes?
I'm going to guess that it's rather angry. Considering, so the album that's going to come out is called Gigaton, and Gigaton is the weight measurement system that scientists use to weigh the amount of ice that's lost at the ice caps, due to global warming. And so I think that's kind of where they're going to come from in this one. So we'll see. I mean, they've the last few albums, I feel like each one of them have been pretty different from one another. So we'll see.
Sounds like they could be going to their Temple of the Dog roots and
Maybe.
their political statements.
Maybe, yeah.
All right.
It's funny because I think someone somewhere said like, "Oh man, Pearl Jam released this single called Can't Deny Me," and someone somewhere in one of the forums or something had said like, "Oh, I wish they wouldn't have gone political." And this is a band that's been, I mean, if you look back into the early 90s, like, oh my God, where have you been? Like this band
is like their whole start of their career is pure politics.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll see. I'm just glad I'm glad I'm gonna get to see them again. It's always a good, they play about, 30 to 35 songs with they throw a bunch of covers in there, and it's a great time.
As
like
I've been watching a lot of live performances on YouTube lately, and I'm like, Jesus, these guys are playing 3.5 hour shows.
Yeah.
Who do they think they are? Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band? Knock it off.
They kind of do. I think Eddie's trying to be the new Bruce Springsteen, quite honestly. Even the way he interacts, like it seems like it's like the same way.
You just better be careful, man. Respect Bruce. Well, that's cool. How come you're not gonna? Are they coming through Chicago?
So we're hoping
from Chicago.
Yeah, so we're hoping that
gonna see them.
Yeah, oh yeah. So the first leg included Nashville and St. Louis, and I was going to put in for those tickets too, because they do this raffle. They kind of do a drawing based on your club membership. And since I've been a club member for whatever it's been, 25 years or something, I typically get whatever shows I put in for into the lottery. And I was going to put in for Nashville and St. Louis, but I thought, they called it the first leg, so I'm assuming there'll be a second leg, and they almost always now play 2 shows in Chicago. So I'm just going to hold out and assume they're coming to Chicago. And if they don't come to Chicago, I know they're going to go in Seattle. So maybe I'll just fly back west and catch them in Seattle.
Seattle will be a good spot, right?
But yeah, that's where they always put on like the shows, right? Because it's like their hometown or whatever. And I haven't actually seen them in Seattle, which is surprising to me. But
sounds like you need to go to Seattle and Chicago, of course.
Right. But this is the reason why, because it's PGA Show week coming up, right? And this is the exact reason. There was a rumor that they were going to tour in 2020. And so I turned down a week in Orlando just in case this exact thing was going to happen. And sure enough, it happened. So I'm glad, for many reasons, I'm glad I'm not there. But
unfortunately, you won't get to wear your pleated khakis and your like performance quarters that pullover vests, but it is warm there, I guess.
Yeah, there is golf to be played there, but
speaking of golf in the winter and actually playing it, I don't know about you. I know you've done a little simulator work, which I'll let you talk about, but I think I have played maybe 2 rounds of golf since like the beginning of October. I mean, I've hit balls and stuff, having to go to the dome and test things, but one, weather has not exactly been cooperative. 2, I just haven't wanted to. Like, I'm good. I don't care.
Yeah, when do you think you'll care again? Just when it gets warm and the official PGA season starts, like when you start to care around April-ish?
Well, I was gonna say, Masters week. If you aren't already going yet, Masters week usually gets you. But it kicks in when we get that unseasonably warm spell somewhere in February and March, where it's not like everybody's hitting the course yet, but you could, a lot of the 18-hole courses are starting to open, and you're like, I have been buried in my basement for, this region anywhere from 2 to 6 months with this bad weather. I just got to get outside.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping that it's just when things start kicking up again, I feel like I start caring. The industry starts ramping up a little bit. There's just more going on golf related, and hockey season winds down. Well, this year the Blackhawks are so bad that it feels like it was winding down 2 months ago. But
hey, Kaner got his thousandth point tonight.
I was going to ask
in a win.
That if you saw that, it was pretty. I thought it was an overtime goal for a second when everybody like came out on the ice for it.
Everybody came out.
Sit and watch.
I know, it was cool. I love that guy.
So tell me about your winter golf, and I've jealously watched you stay at it and keep busy and have something to do with it.
Yeah, I've been a simulator junkie, just a straight simulator junkie. So there's this theory that, or some people say that if you play, or if you hit off of mats too much, you're gonna, get some sort of like tendonitis in your elbow. And I feel like by the end of this winter, I will know whether or not that's true because it's been simulator session after simulator session. So two things happened. One, 5-iron golf opened literally three blocks from my house. It's a 10-minute walk from my house, from my apartment. Two, I won. Josh and I, my buddy Josh, we both won a free month's membership at 5-iron golf, and a membership includes free non-peak simulator time. So that means, and then the other part of it is like you get 20% off peak rates or whatever. But so I've been going at like 6:30 in the morning, playing until 8, maybe 8:30, and playing like 36 holes.
I can't believe they're open early.
I know. I was shocked when we saw that. We're like, okay, well, because then I also walk to work. So I walk to 5-iron, play my 2 rounds of golf while I'm drinking a cup of coffee or two, and then I walk into the office. I'm at work by 8:30 or whatever. So that happened, which is amazing. I'm probably going to go tomorrow morning. And then the other thing we did for the first time ever was we joined this Wednesday night simulator league. I don't know if you've ever played in one of these leagues. And it's pretty fun. It's alternate shot. It's only 9 holes, so it's like an hour of our time. Everyone else is drinking beer while I'm drinking my water because it's stupid January. But otherwise, yeah, it's been pretty good. I can't lie. It'll be interesting to see if my game, because there's always that kind of like getting back on the bicycle thing in the spring for us, anyways, right? Because we haven't swung a club and we're tight, and kind of forgot how it works and everything, and then you finally get going. For me, by the time I get going, it's like October. It takes me a little while, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see if it helps or if it's all screwed up because I'm used to hitting into a simulator screen, right?
Yeah, well, at least you're hitting. I feel like it's going to be for me having no idea where the ball's going directionally after being like, oh no, I've hit into a few simulators or whatever. I'm hitting the ball fine, and being like, why is it going all the way over there that way? Wait, this. What? Yeah. Whatever, I won't care. Get a few adult sodas on the course and just be happy to be out playing and hit those like 3 good shots where people go, oh, that's why you run a golf website, and go on from there.
Right. Only scratch golfers can have golf websites. I don't know if you know that. So
yeah,
you better get on that.
You can't know about golf unless you're scratch or better. That's apps I have been doing. I've been playing golf. I've been barbecuing. I mean, even today, it was started at like -5 today, and I'm not doing it, but I would have. I've been barbecuing like crazy.
Okay.
To the point, my local butcher has started reaching out to me requesting recipes of mine for their website. And I want to be clear. I'm not any big hotshot barbecue guy, and I'm not saying this any boastful way. That said, anyone wants to come over, I'll make them some pretty good barbecue. Don't worry. I just need like 2-day heads up for prep time, and smoking takes forever. So I didn't think this winter. Yeah, my golf season's down, but I have a new vice of creating content around barbecue, around cooking for my family.
Okay.
But that's my new thing, apparently.
What will be recipe number 1 that you turn over to your pal?
So I think number 1, we'll see how it turns out. I started the prep work today. Do a smoked pork shoulder or pork butt, depending on what region of the country you're in and what you like to call it. And we did, instead of turning that into pulled pork, we do like slices, so you can make like not like thin deli slices, but like kind of brisket thickness.
Okay.
And slices on like Hawaiian rolls with Carolina mustard. It's fantastic. So it's an alternative to like smoking a pork shoulder, doing pulled pork. We'll see how it comes out. If it's any good, that'll probably be number one. Right. People think about the pork shoulder that way.
I don't.
I bet.
I don't really think about any of it that way. So,
wow.
I'm such an urbanite when it comes to that stuff. Like I'll just go to Green Street. Let's go to Green Street markets and they make it for me and I'll eat it there.
I've never been there. I heard it's fantastic though.
It's really good. We should meet up there one time. It's delicious.
All right, twist my arm.
Yeah, it's good.
So let's talk some golf things. As much as we don't script, jot a few notes down. I want to bring up, and like in a way, because I don't want to bring it up, the whole Charlie Woods.
Oh yeah.
Caught on camera.
Yeah.
Because I gotta tell you, while it's interesting, it's caught my eye and I went, huh, okay. The level of coverage it's gotten and the frenzy it has stirred, not just on the internet, but in like every golf thing.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like, oh man, people. That's like all. I mean, maybe again the whole winter doldrums of golf. But I'm like, oh my god, take it easy. It's beautiful swing. Hey, the kid looks just like his old man. I'll give him that credit. And I'm sure Tiger would rather this not out there, but Mr. Private Life guy. But in the age of Twitter, Instagram, and everybody having a smartphone, that's just not going to happen. And he's got to understand that. So at the end of the day, it's like, all right, cool, good swing. Let's move on. I don't understand the drama or the interest, and that it took up 2 weeks of news. Yeah.
And there was everybody got on that whole boat. So either there were two types of articles, right? Well, there was an article about, or whatever you'd want to call it. They're not even articles. It's like 10-sentence things that show up, but it was either check out Charlie's swing, he's the next Tiger Woods, or it was it's terrible that you're covering Tiger Woods' child this way. And it was like that. Those are your lanes that you got to pick. There was no in between whatsoever. It's like, nope, either you love it and you think he's going to be great and you're going to click on all those links, or you're terrible for both writing and clicking on the link, and we shouldn't be talking about this 10-year-old swing, which okay, fine, you're right. But someone threw it on the internet, and what would you expect to happen? I don't know. It was shady. It was shady that the dude was like behind the bush recording this kid's swing from a distance, but I don't know. It got out there, and it's Tiger Woods' son swinging a golf club. It was kind of inevitable.
I think one of the best parts of that video, even in all that drama, it ends up only like being just an okay video, because like right on cue, kid brings the club back, and all of a sudden this old guy just comes like with his, he had a giant 4-wheel push cart with a big, huge bag on it, just trotting through, like almost like he knew what he was doing. Like the aloof old guy at the restaurant who's like, oh, I'm just traipsing through everybody here, just pushing right through it. And sure enough, right when the downswing starts and through impact, that guy's blocking the whole shot, right. And all you see is the follow through. And I'm like, perfect.
That's true. That was funny.
So whoever took the video only got so much of it. They were sitting there, go, man, he's got a good looking swing. I'm going to post this on Instagram, and got that crappy video.
Yeah. No, whatever.
Oh, hey, we're talking. I hope we get roasted for not seeing it the way the rest of the world sees it.
If it's not that, it'll be something else. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Hey, watch us, please.
All right. So as I mentioned before, it's PGA Show week, right? Everyone's down there except you and me. For some reason, you didn't go and I didn't go.
I'm not mad at it at all. Wait, I didn't say that. Don't tell anybody.
But you're gonna go next year, because I'm gonna go next year, and I'll drag your ass over there. You're coming down.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. At least that sounds great now. Let's see when it's like October next year. Like, did you sign up? Did you register? Be like, oh no, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take it to the door, bro.
I like PGA Show. I don't need to go there for the full week. That's for sure. I love demo day. Demo day is a blast. But otherwise, I just like to go down and play golf in kind of semi warm weather. So
I could see me going down and doing like the Tour Edge event, and then going like walking around the show for like half a day and being like, all right,
Right.
what time can I get my flight moved up? I'm coming home.
Tour Edge always does their thing on Monday, right? Is that their like media day? I feel like that's when everyone went because Tuesday's demo day. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I would imagine it's there because what the show starts on, or the like indoor portion, right, is on Wednesday.
Yeah. Yep.
Excuse me for not using the correct terminology for the 67th show. I should know by now.
Get it right.
Yeah, right. Show some respect.
So you went to Tour Edge, right? Sometime last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's got to be like roughly like a week and a half ago. Yeah, I think our review for the new driver came out last Monday. Though, depending on when people watch this, God knows what last Monday means. Like
January 17th, whatever it was.
That sounds right. But it was like the Monday after they announced the EXS 220 line. And just it being in communication with those guys, got a call and they said, hey, just thinking about this. You want to run in and pick up a driver, hit it on the track man, see how things go. And if you're really crazy, you can hit it side by side with the old one. So I got a little bit of it was an ongoing joke because the one thing I was sort of critical with, because if you remember, maybe some people don't remember, but I'll say it differently. The original EXS driver they put out last season, it won a bunch of awards and got a ton of recognition because it was half the price of all the high-end drivers and held up with them just as well performance-wise. But I said, hey, I got to shoot you straight. I don't really love how it sounds. It's loud. I think that's like the one area that's not great on it. So they busted my chops pretty good about that for literally the whole year. So they were.
You're such a golf nerd. But did you rate the sound? Like did you compare it against what's the sound? Like what you just didn't like it.
I did. So I try in my reviews to try to like actually, I forgot what is it where the word actually sounds like the sound itself.
Onomatopoeia?
Is that it?
I think it's onomatopoeia.
We went to college. I have a degree and I'm a smart guy. I forgot. Those are the exact things unless you're a creator. Oh wait, I am a writer. Not by trade.
It's like thwack, right? Thwack is an onomatopoeia.
So you do a lot of that kind of stuff. Well, with I don't remember if I did that with the original, but I said it was very loud. It was sort of that like old school loud metal canon.
Okay.
And I don't personally love that.
Okay.
But the new driver, and I the words I said, I'm like, the old driver was in this age, in this market, is a budget driver, a value driver, but it doesn't perform like one. It doesn't feel like one. The sound may have sounded like a more value driver. That was a spot it was missing. Okay. Well, fast forward, I even have it still. Things fall behind me. Here. Anyway, they put a sound diffusion bar. Don't ask me to talk about that too scientifically, but the whole point is it's supposed to control the acoustics, if you will. And it sounds so the point I made was last one sounded like a value driver. This sounds the premium competition it's supposed to keep up with. Sounds awesome. The whole, like everybody right now, it's put the MOI as high as you can and put the center of gravity as like far back and low in the head as you can, and then try to keep the spin down, and it does it. And I'm sure I'm going to get a hard time for blowing a lot of smoke Tour Edge's way, but I mean, I hit the stuff, I test it. In what we do, we have the luxury of hitting a lot of golf clubs. It's the honest to God truth. I played 3 Tour Edge clubs in my bag last year, and if the driver's just okay, I'd say it's just okay. But it was with their whole goal is to create really tight dispersion, make it very easy to control, and it does it. It's really good. It's $350 when you're
that's awesome.
500, 550, 600 and up. It's steel.
Yeah, that is nice. Testing anything else?
Got some new stuff in. I got the new Cobra Driver. Haven't been able to get out because we got the big ice storm.
Yeah.
Last 2 days, and then just haven't been able to get to a dome with it. I'm trying to think. I got a few other things on the way. Some new shafts. Other new shafts I'm waiting for, but it's starting to pick up. It's interesting this time of year. While very predictable. I mean, you can like literally see in like the website stats. Every January, going back to my previous website as well, just every January, you just see that traffic starting to climb back up.
Yeah.
We're definitely seeing that, starting to see more products come in to get reviewed and tested, and starting to get exciting again. This is where, like you asked me earlier, when will you start caring again? It's like, well, when you have all this equipment, these new exciting things, you got to get out on the course, and some of them actually are really good and cool, and you want to go play with them more. So I'm going to be busy for a little bit here, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But the pending post was getting a little dry. What about you? Anything new gear-wise or projects or anything you have going?
Nothing gear-wise. It's been pretty quiet, but I haven't really. So I've had I focused on the new project. So I recently, well, it's like a week old now. I launched the podcast, right? The one that ultimately you'll be on someday, or you'll fill in as a guest host, one of the two, or both.
Basically, whatever the best distraction will be, I'm there.
So yeah, I started I think is going to be a weekly podcast. I haven't said it out loud yet, but right now I've already got, I think, the first 6 weeks banked. So I think it's going to be a weekly podcast about where, when, and why people fell in love with golf. And it's a 20 to 30 minute conversation with different people. Some people from, inside the industry, the golf industry. Adam Rayberg from Bridgestone Golf, or Michael Verska he's from Callaway now, I suppose, to just kind of someone that I find interesting and want to talk to. So, so I've been kind of putting all my efforts towards that. It's a shock. Well, actually, it's not really a shock, I guess. It's really, really easy to stand a podcast up now. Like, there are tools all over the place where you can just, like, within an hour, I was ready to go.
Well, and then that's how guys come up with a show sometimes about golf and think, like, you know what? I will put this on the internet because it's that easy.
Right. That's right.
Have you thought about asking any of these guys, like, oh, okay, why'd you fall in love with golf? Why'd you start playing it? Okay, do you still love it? And, maybe why do you hate golf now? Yeah,
I've you have to tune into the show and find out if I asked it and what their answers were.
I forgot. Let's do this. Where can you get your podcast, Chris?
It's available on all podcasting streaming networks.
It wasn't at first, though, right?
No, it wasn't. So at first, because again, the tool that I use distributes the podcast for me, and so the first one that it distributed to was Spotify, and then I had to wait for the other big one to drop, which was Apple Podcasts, and it's on there now. So they're both on there. Golf origin stories.
I don't have an excuse now. I actually have to listen. Before I was like, Spotify. Now I don't have an excuse. Fine, I'll be a supportive friend, okay?
But we do know those guys, right? That got into this as because they loved it, and now they don't love it anymore. Now it's like a thing with.
One of them might be one of the co-hosts of this show. Just saying.
You say that, but I don't believe it. You love it.
Listen, if I could just worry about the gear and caddy, I would love golf. But I actually have to play it, and I have to play it, with other people. I'm kidding. That sounds horrible. It's not that bad. I'm just joking.
What are you drinking?
This.
Let me live vicariously through you, since I can't have a drink.
So this gem, for those who go to Trader Joe's, in the back, they always have a sample of some sort of juice and food. Well, when you have small kids, that's all at Trader Joe's is about two things: the samples and finding them. I don't know if every Trader Joe's does this. I imagine, but finding the monkeys.
What?
Yeah. All right. So ours at least hides 2 monkeys, like stuffed monkeys.
Come on.
And when you check out, they'll go to the kids. Did you find the monkeys today? And you tell them where you found them. They give you stickers and a sucker. So
really. I had no idea. That's because like our Trader Joe's is like 100 square feet or something in the city, right? You've got these mega stores that you can
Our
shop.
Trader
We have
Joe's
like
is 200 square feet, yes,
Oh,
but
really?
it's not huge. It's right
Okay.
by Binny's, though, and those who are not from the Chicagoland area, Binny's is a wonderful alcohol store.
It's true.
But yeah, so you find those are the two things for the kids: sample, monkeys. Well, the thing is, man, these samples, the juices at Trader Joe's are phenomenal. So my wife got this peach something country peach juice, and I went, long weekend. I've been having, had some beers. I bet you a little vodka in this peach juice would be great. So we got the vodka, the Trader Joe's vodka country peach cocktail going.
Nice.
It's good, bro. It's so good.
All right. I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else?
Sure. We've been talking for a long time, and I would assume people are probably sick of us, especially after my nerdy, vague Tour Edge gear talk. But
you can read more about that at Driving Range Heroes, right?
You can read more about DriveRangeHeroes.com. Search Tour Edge Exotics EXS 220 driver review. Read all about it.
Well, I mean, I had to shamelessly plug my own show on this show, so I figured you should shamelessly plug.
Yeah, want to read more great golf content and get your update on the industry, head to DriveRangeHeroes.com.
Right.
Seriously, though, if you do, I don't think you'll be surprised. We don't take ourselves too serious. We try to give the people good info. We try to be like, hey, I explained it as this. If I ran into you at a bar and found out you were a fellow golf nerd and you said, oh, have you hit this new club? What would our conversation be like? Right? I don't want to sit there and be a scientist and talk above you and get all preachy like a lot of golf content does, which is fine. Some people like that, but I want you to get the information. I want you to learn about my experience with it and feel like I just had a conversation with you about it. Talking's hard, all right? And you can get through it quick. Hopefully our pictures will be good, so at the least you can look at good pictures. And then while you're there, maybe you'll click on a few other things. If not, you can go watch my YouTube show that's sometimes about golf.
That's right. All right. So I don't know if we're going to do this again next week or not. We haven't discussed that.
We haven't. But when people find out about this and they see it, they're going to anxiously await for new ones, I'm sure. And
I can only imagine they'll be clamoring for more.
Yeah, these are going to get really bad in the summer when we can start doing dumb things with it too.
Yeah, that'll be. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be real fun.
Oh, man, we can barbecue and do a show.
There we go. Perfect.
I can't wait. Never mind. Sometimes about golf. We're smoking a brisket and talking into our USB mics.
I'll just follow you around with the camera, and we can host the show at the same time. It'll be perfect.
DriveRangeHeroes.com/thatrangelife/barbecue only. All right, man. Well, I'll talk to you soon, and it's been a pleasure today.
Right. Oh, and so this video will be on your website, right?
Oh yeah, we will have a post about this.
Right.
And if I'm not mistaken, it will be our YouTube channel.
Wait, what?
I think we're posting a beautiful blog post about it, but I will embed a YouTube video that is based on your YouTube channel.
Right. And so what you can do is you can subscribe two ways, right? You can subscribe to your newsletter.
Yes.
And your site, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Exactly.
So then you'll never miss one of these scintillating episodes of That Range Life. Sometimes we talk about golf. Well, a show sometimes about golf.
This is unheralded golf media collaboration. And I'm thinking it'll probably get us ran out of the business, but that's, it's a risk we're willing to take. We should probably also point out people should do all the subscribe stuff on your page, watch all the videos right to the end. And then they can follow you at Chris McEwen, right?
Everywhere.
That's pretty nice. And we're at Range Heroes everywhere. So pretty easy. At Range Heroes, not at Driving Range Heroes. Because that's too many characters. You're limited. So I went at Range Heroes.
Smart.
All right, man.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk to everybody soon, hopefully, about more wonderful golf and life stories.